The quiet came first. A mild November night in the suburbs of Indianapolis. Lawns raked, football on TV, children in pajamas, couples winding down, nothing out of place. Then, at 11:10 p.m., came the sound. A deafening roar, like a freight train colliding with the earth. Windows shattered a mile away. Garage doors bent inward. Power lines snapped. The sky lit up as if struck by lightning, followed by a shock wave that rippled through the Richmond Hill subdivision, ripping apart walls, ceilings, lives. Neighbors ran into the street barefoot and bleeding. Some thought a plane had crashed, others a gas main. 2 homes were immediately engulfed in flame. Dozens more caught fire. First responders, stunned by the scale, began digging through the debris with bare hands. The blast could be felt for miles, and beneath the wreckage, 2 people were dead. Dion and Jennifer Longworth had been relaxing in their living room when the explosion ripped through their house. Dion worked as a teacher. Jennifer, a manager at Indy's beloved Indigo. Their home, Lot 47, was directly next to the source of the blast. When firefighters arrived, flames were already consuming the structure. Jennifer's body was found in the front room. Dion had tried to escape through the garage, but the roof had collapsed before he made it out. The force of the explosion was so great it left a crater in the neighborhood. Over 80 homes were damaged. 7 had to be demolished. Dozens of families were displaced overnight, with nothing left but ash, insulation, and questions. The next morning, as officials combed through the rubble, something didn't sit right. There had been no reported gas leak, no weather event. And the house where the explosion originated, Montserrat Shirley's home, was unoccupied that night. She and her boyfriend, Mark Leonard, had claimed to be away at the casino, but inside that burned-out lot, investigators found something strange, a microwave placed on its side. The gas line to the fireplace had been tampered with. A gasoline can had been removed from the garage shortly before the explosion, and the home had recently taken out an unusually large insurance policy. Within weeks, investigators had pieced it together. This wasn't a tragic accident. It was a plot. Mark Leonard, Montserrat Shirley's boyfriend, had attempted to stage a gas explosion to collect hundreds of thousands in insurance money. The plan was amateur and reckless: flood the home with gas, set a delayed timer using a microwave, and detonate it while they were safely away. But gas doesn't obey plans. It built silently for hours, leaking into walls, floors, attic beams. By the time it ignited, the concentration was massive. The explosion that followed wasn't contained. It was catastrophic. Worse, they had tried it before. Twice. Neighbors later recalled the strange smell of gas on prior weekends. The investigators confirmed Leonard had made 2 failed attempts to blow up the house before. On the 3rd try, he succeeded, and innocent people died. The betrayal rocked the community, not just because of the destruction, but because the perpetrators had lived among them, waved hello, barbecued on weekends, smiled at children playing in the yard. In court, the details grew darker. Text messages revealed chilling apathy. Mark Leonard had even tried to hire a hitman to silence a witness while behind bars. Montserrat Shirley, in a plea deal, admitted to her role, saying she had allowed it to happen but hadn't realized how far Leonard would go. In 2015, Leonard was convicted of multiple counts of murder and arson. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole. He died behind bars 2 years later. His brother, Bob Leonard, was also convicted and sentenced to life. Shirley was sentenced to 50 years. But for Richmond Hill, the scars lingered. Even today, new homes stand where the rubble once smoldered. But neighbors still remember the night the sky ripped open, the moment they were flung from beds, doors blown from hinges, the earth trembling beneath their feet. The moment a quiet neighborhood became a crime scene. The explosion wasn't just about greed, it was about disregard for life, for neighbors, for the unseen consequences of selfishness. And in the silence that followed, families learned how fast everything can vanish. Thank you for listening to Road to Ruins. Subscribe for more true stories where systems fail and people pay the price.